Martin Sargent's next. Martin Sargent's next.
Coming up tonight, item, Russian sub, Kirk sunk, all hands lost, new evidence rising to the surface. Plus, Marty and intern Joey head to the North Country to look for UFOs, only to have their lives changed forever. And finally, our girl Gone Wired says that when she was growing up, she was a bad, bad girl. Sure, Kristen, but have you ever shoved a friend's Barbie into an Easy-Bake Oven, destroying both toys in the process? Didn't think so. Hey everyone, I'm Laura Swisher, and you're watching Unscrewed. Who sucked many a sub himself. It's Rear Admiral Martin Sargent.
How you doing, everyone? Thank you so much for being here. Wonderful to have you in the beautiful Martin Sargent Theater in sunny Santa Monica. Yeah. You know, I've never sunk any subs in my day, Swish.
But you do have a nice rear. Go on.
Thank you very much. You know, a TV show here and there. Yeah, I've sunk that. Sure, who hasn't? But no subs, no.
Huh.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Unscrewed, the only show about internet culture that would order a Dalmatian. What the? God, I'm tired. Jesus, I'm tired of this guy. I gotta do everything right. The lights going off. Jesus, man, I don't pay the phone bill. What's going on? Damn it! It's not one thing around this place; it's another. Everything. Gary!
What?
What are you doing, man?
I'm taking a break.
Well, my show's on.
Oh, too bad. So sad.
Come on, pedal.
No.
Please.
All right.
Full power?
No.
All right. Thanks, Gary. Jeez, all right, everyone. Sorry about that. You know, work for this half-ass network. They don't even pay the goddamn utility bill. Thank God that we hired Gary Coleman to power the show, though. Gary Coleman, everyone. All right, that's much to know. Where was I? Oh, yes, internet. Internet. Internet is a weird place. I mean, think about it. Where else can you set out to buy drapes and end up a few errant clicks later staring at pictures of Brian Dennehy getting a from an Irish setter? Only on internet. Yeah, but if you think about it, even the weirdest sites on the web are still just a reflection of real life. Example. A few years back, my Uncle Peter lost his left arm at the shoulder in a horrid woodworking accident. He was building a display case for his porcelain Fontanini Jesus figurine collection. His arm's on the floor. Now, he adapted well to his injury, but with only one arm, he could no longer cut the fingernails on his right hand. And eventually, they grew to be very, very long. I mean, I'm talking like Flojo long here. They're disgusting. But Uncle Peter was never happier. Probably because he started getting laid. A lot. It seems there are women out there who love men with long fingernails. See, I wouldn't have believed it myself had I not come across this website called Liking Long Fingernails on Men. It's an entire site dedicated to the fetishizing of men with long fingernails. I mean, visitors to the site can peruse hundreds of images of man hands sporting freakishly long manicured nails, like the marvelous claws of Terrence here. See, this picture aptly titled Striking Out, or the shapely feline daggers of his brother, William. Just beautiful, aren't they? Yeah. See, the site even features celebrity men with long fingernails, men like former Oak Ridge boy William Lee Golden. Well, you know, I'm thinking that's probably not a Grand Ole Opry sanctioned publicity photo there, because he has clearly gone barking mad. I mean, I'm talking like 80 clicks up the Dolong Bridge mad, you know what I'm saying? No Elvira there, no, but he does have those nice nails, and that's why I love internet. It gives people like my Uncle Peter a chance to thrive. So next time you're trying to buy a cookbook on Amazon and end up at a site dedicated to Dutch weightlifters who impersonate Gary Busey in the nude, don't blame internet. Don't blame anyone. Instead, just say, hallelujah, brother. I'm glad those weird have a place to gather. Otherwise, I might have to deal with them myself in the real world. Thank you. Thank you. And honestly, truth be told, I don't want to deal with a long-nailed dude like the one in this web clip I found anytime soon. You like that?
That's
I haven't seen anything like that. You know, I remember my mom used to have just this one long fingernail. I never knew why.
Is that why you
growing
turned
up.
out the way you did? I'm just making a
It's
connection.
an interesting point that you bring up there, Laura. Thanks for... Oh, check this out. So you know this guy around the office, and we've talked about him before, this guy who's just always coming up and pestering me, and no one seems to know what he does, but he appears to think that he works for me.
Right.
The guy always wears a Christmas
The
sweater.
Christmas guy, yeah, of course.
Used to be he would only come up to my cubicle and pester me. It's gone beyond that now. Take a look at this.
I changed out all the wiring on your computer. Should be run like a dream. I'm taking a piss. Smells like poo in here. Okay, bye.
I don't know who the guy is. I don't know what he does.
Now. That is pretty thorough. You got to respect that.
It is. You know, come to think of it, though, I don't know what anyone around this station does. Not just the guy in the Christmas sweater. Can't figure it out. Hey, tonight's show was captured and brought to me by my trained hunting falcon, Dietrich. Yeah, in the next half hour, we're going to show you how to peep top secret documents on internet, and I'm going to show you how my UFO adventure went terribly, terribly wrong, and our Girl Gone Wired has the stark beauty of a Japanese haiku. Midnight, I lie awake, touching my thigh. My haiku. But first, why don't we go ahead and unravel yet another mystery of science with our very own staff scientist, Dr. Peterson.
Mysteries of Science Explained!
Oh, hello, and welcome to Mysteries of Science Explained. You know, a lot of people wonder, what makes the sky blue? Well, I could prattle on all day about what makes the sky blue. In fact, it's rather simple. But you know what? That wouldn't really fix anything, would it? No. And you know what else? You. And the damn sky, too.
Thank you for watching Mysteries of Science Explained!
It's nice to have, you know, inject the show with a little bit of real technical
science,
information,
absolutely.
a little bit of science, kind of like they do over in the screensavers. Some real science over there. All right, everyone, stick around. We're going to bandy about all the government's dirty little secrets, never before seen documents after the break.
Stay tuned. Anime Unleashed next.
All right, then, welcome back to Unscrewed. My next friend is a very dangerous man. Dangerous in the eyes of the United States government. From blackvault.com, here's John Greenwald Jr. John, how you doing? Great to have you on the program. So, I got to think, after looking at your site, kind of paranoid?
You know, I try and stay away from that, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, you tend to think, yeah, maybe they're watching.
They must be watching, because you have this, like, blackvault.com that has how many secret government documents that you've put up there?
Just about 150,000.
150? Where do you get those things? I mean,
I get them straight from the government. I don't put anything that I don't get from the government online. So what you see came straight from the Pentagon, the CIA, FBI. I make sure that what's
150,000 documents? So
150,000.
this is all through the Freedom of Information Act?
That's correct.
You have the time to make all those phone calls and write all those letters?
It's a lot of postage stamps.
Yeah,
I
I'll
won't
bet.
lie.
It's got. When did you start doing this? When did you start
I was 15, so it was 8 years ago.
You know,
and,
most kids when they're 15, John, they're interested in other things.
Well, in school, I was like Bart Simpson. He had the school book with the comic book on the inside. I actually had the FBI files on the inside of my school books. And I would read through English class and actually draft letters to the U.S. government versus writing some
Well, how did you come up with the notion to do that when you're 15 years old? What was the spark that said, I'm going to publish all these secret government documents on my website?
I only have one word, unfortunately, and it's kind of a boring one, but it's curiosity. I was just
Wait,
struck.
come on, so much of it has got to be so really, really boring. You know, it's like,
No,
you know, former Senator Lloyd Benson's tax returns or something like that. It's all interesting stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, you find some stuff that you can't believe that the government would admit to. And what they say at a press statement or a press podium is one thing. You look at the documentation, it is completely contradictory to what they want you to believe.
All right, let's talk about some of that now. UFOs are something that I'm very interested in, much of my audience very interested in. Is there proof on your website, the documents that you've amassed, that the government actually is supporting a UFO cover-up?
Absolutely. I mean, it's undeniable. And we're not
Everyone comes on, I've heard this before, everyone comes on the show and says they have undeniable proof of an alien cover, that aliens exist. So what is your proof?
No, see, you said UFOs. Well, now you're going into aliens. And you have to find what the United States government's definition is for an unidentified flying object. Doesn't necessarily mean it's alien.
Sometimes it could be a spoon or just something,
you know, right, that we throw up in the air and they take a picture of it.
Swisher, that's a good point.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know. But the problem is the United States government, with their advanced technology, cannot identify it. So is this another country? I highly doubt it. And when you look at the documentation, you take of any Earth-based explanation for a UFO, you're kind of only left with one more.
Is there any information in those documents? I imagine when it's a sensitive document about UFOs from the Air Force or something like that, or NASA, isn't it all blacked out? They still black it out. These aren't clear documents, right?
Yeah, no, UFOs are the most heavily classified subject matter in the U.S. government. And I've dealt with chemical weapons, biological weapons, testing on humans without their knowledge. You name it, I've done a letter on it. And UFOs is the #1 problem that I've always had.
I thought that the whole UFO thing ended with Project Blue Book in 1969. Government's not interested anymore. It's all weather balloons, man.
What they said at the press podium. Look at the documents. I found documentation support, not even in 2000, but 2001, 2002, 2003, even this year, that they're not only seeing UFOs, but they're taking pictures of them and they're archiving the data.
So do you think that George Bush, do you think that they trust him with this kind of information of the existence of UFOs? How high does it go?
I think, you know, I don't think the people that are in the press light are not the ones that are making the decisions, because they're the public figures. It's better not that they don't have a need to know. And you know, U.S. presidents have been denied access to UFO information. Now, and that's a proven fact. Jimmy Carter saw a UFO himself. He became a president.
Well, come on, Jimmy Carter.
Well, no, but I mean, as a president, he was denied access to information when he got into office. And that has been rumored to happen to President Clinton and even others. So when you deal with all this information, you know, the UFO topic is very real. No one can deny that. And you're not going back 45 years anymore, 50 years. You're dealing with 12 months ago.
So you believe that Clinton saw a UFO?
Carter, yeah.
Carter, yeah. All right. Besides UFOs, it's not just UFOs, it's all sorts of government information. Another thing that you're very interested in is the Russian submarine Kursk.
That's right.
Went down. And you have unearthed some new information that sort of proves a new theory about why it went down?
Well, yeah, documentation shows a completely contradictory story to what the U.S. government wants you to believe. They say, well, hey, we had no submarine in the area that would bring this submarine down. In reality, they had 3 submarines in the area that could potentially collide with this. I took it a couple steps farther, and I found about 6 or 7 instances where the U.S. government and the former Soviet Union, now the Russians, played cat and mouse games with their submarines and actually would go head-to-head with each other and play chicken until one of them would turn. And they've actually literally come so close to each other they would scrape holes. One of which happened in the Barents Sea, exactly where the Kursk went down.
That sounds kind of reckless. I don't think they should be doing that.
They shouldn't be doing that, especially with
16... Why would you do that? If you're like 20,000 leagues under the sea in a freaking submarine, why would you take that risk? Because you know what can happen.
Someone dares you.
You know what can happen? Exactly what can happen with Kursk. Yeah.
Well, add 16 nuclear warheads. Add 16 nuclear warheads, and you have a very dangerous combination. And that's what happened.
I guess so. So do you actually believe all this stuff on your site? I mean, you ever find this stuff on there and you're like, oh, this is just nuts. This is nonsense.
Well, I've heard a lot of things that I do consider nuts. And then I would get freaked out when I would find documentation to support it. One conspiracy theory was Princess Diana. The CIA...
You're into that, too? Like royal family
You know, it goes very deep, obviously. I mean, with 150,000
What do you think of Prince William? Let's just talk about that for a while.
I've been denied access to his file, too.
All right, we got to run. But is this your full-time job now? You've been doing it since you're 15?
It's not my full-time, but it's my full-time hobby, I will say that.
Are you making any money off the site?
I try to, but probably not as much as I should.
Well, hopefully there'll be about 4 or 5 people in this audience will go there and hopefully give you some traffic. John, thank you so much for being on the program. You got to check it out. I mean, this is an amazing site, blackvault.com, all the documents proving the existence of government cover-ups. All right, up next, Joey and I go north, very far north, in search of extraterrestrial life. And you'll never believe what we found. Welcome back. My intern Joey and I recently were invited to a place called the Sattva Sanctuary at the base of Mount Adams in Washington State. The sanctuary's founder, James Galeeland, promised us that during the night we would be visited by our star ancestors, aliens. All we had to do was arrive in a state of high integrity and pure intent, and all the secrets of the universe would be revealed. A few moons ago, I found myself speeding through the Oregon wilderness with my intern Joey. we were heading towards a place called the Sattva Sanctuary, a UFO hotspot deep in the hills. A place where aliens are said to present themselves nightly to those who come with high integrity and pure intent.
I didn't drive all the way up here to Trout Lake to have you screw up my one chance of seeing an alien.
I'm not gonna screw it up, man.
The literature says you have to have high integrity and pure intent. You were looking at Playboy this morning. The cameraman last night banged some stripper in a basement.
Dude, you're driving and drinking from a flask.
It's really good whiskey, Joey.
Joey, this is the place. But before I could make contact, I knew I had to learn more about the alien visitors from James Gilliland, the sanctuary's founder, and its spiritual leader.
So, James, what can we expect to see here tonight?
Well, hopefully we can get an opening in the clouds here and see some wonderful little UFO activity. It's pretty regular here.
Do you talk to them when they come here?
There is a telepathic connection that happens, and it's a feeling that comes. You get a real giddiness, a real loving, joyous feeling comes over you, and it's almost like you're high in a way, and you feel the ships before you even see them.
What kind of things do they tell you telepathically?
You know, it's funny, the messages they've been giving are the same messages that any master has been given all along. You know, just be kind to each other, be kind to the planet.
They sound a lot like Bono. My understanding is that in order for them to present themselves, you really have to be of pure intent and have high integrity.
Exactly.
Do you think that I have a chance? Do you think that can you feel any integrity and pure intent here?
You definitely have a chance.
Yeah?
I was ready now. There was just one more thing I had to do. I had to get rid of Joey.
Come on, Joey. This is where they were. Go check out over by that rock.
What am I supposed to be looking for?
I'm sorry, Joey, but I'm not gonna let you mess up my one chance to see an alien. You don't have a pure heart. You don't have pure intent. Now that that slack bastard Joey's gone, the aliens will definitely come. So have you guys seen the space beings in the sky?
Yeah, well, I've seen our ships.
Yeah, they light up.
A ship came down out of the clouds, lit up really bright, and then went back up into the clouds, and that was it for the night.
I want to go to a universe where people actually watch my TV show. It's sure going around here.
Oh, come on, they watch it for sure. I don't. I've never seen it, but I've
exactly.
We tried everything. Campfires, chanting in the echinacea fields, even begging.
Where are you?
But no visitors came. I began to think, maybe I shouldn't have killed Joey.
Someone's crying, my lord. Kumbaya.
Now, I needed sleep to clear my mind. Tomorrow would be a new day.
Who's that? Joey?
They're real, Mark.
I'm sorry, Joey. I never meant to hurt you. I'm just trying to be pure of heart, you know. Laura?
How many times
help me out on this? I just killed the intern, all right?
How many times do we need to see Joey in a G-string? Can't talk.
A lot more, apparently. A lot more. You want another drink? Here you go, baby. All right, thank you so much to James and you guys up at the ranch for all your hospitality. Great chicken, by the way. That was good stuff. All right, when we come back, we will slide to and fro across the well-oiled plastic sheeting of Girls Gone Wild. But first, take a look at this bit of unscrewed business.
The Unscrewed website. Yeah, it did your little sister.
Now let's steal across the darkened lawn, climb the gutter pipe, and peep into the glowing window of Girls Gone Wild. Tonight's gleaming lust pearl is Kristen Marenga. Amongst other things, she inspires in me a poem that courses through me like a rushing mountain stream swollen by springtime rains. The hue of the cherry fades too quickly from sight. All for nothing, this body of mine grows old.
Spring rain ceaselessly falling. Waiting for me, you grew wet there in gentle foothills. In the dewdrops of the mountains, I wish I'd been such drops of dew, beating and sluicing in flesh-warmed rivulets between the mountains of your obscenely creamy buttock. That's my poem. Hey, for more pics of Kristen, hit her website. Hey, that's all the time we got, everyone. Thanks to all my friends, John Greenwald Jr., James Galeland, and the folks at the Sattva Sanctuary, Girl Gone Wired Kristen, and of course, the Swish. We'll see you at the bar, everyone. I love you, America.
I hate Adam Sessler.
I'd rather suck on a urinal puck than play this game.
Why does he get to play video games and review video games on a show about video games? Why does he get to spend every day with Morgan Webb?
We've got a preview of the hottest new releases.
Yeah!
Obsessed with video games? Watch X Play with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Weeknights at 11.
Stay tuned. Anime Unleashed next.